I'm Ava.
And I'm Beth.
This is Calculus AB.
Are you ready to graph this function? I am. FTC number 1, the fundamental theorem of calculus 1. If a function f is continuous and g of x equals the integral from a to x ft dt, so the area of the function equals the integrand, then g prime of x equals f of x, because g prime of x equals the rate of change of g, which equals the rate of change of area. Basically, the question's asking you to find what is g prime of x. The answer is the integrand. FTC practice. F of x equals the integral 2 to x cosine of t dt. Now that we know using FTC number 1 of f prime of x equals cosine of t because g prime of x equals the integrand. We use the same strategy for number 2. F of x equals the integral from 3 to x cosine of 2t squared dt. This tells us that f prime of x equals cosine of 2t squared. Some more FTC practice. Find g prime of x when g of x equals the integral of 1/2 to tan x 5 divided by t squared dt. So using FTC number 1 and the chain rule, we know that g prime of x equals 5 divided by tan of x times secant squared x. Wait, why does the chain rule apply? Because you're plugging in tan of x. Tan of x is the top of the integral. Therefore, chain rule applies. And the derivative of tan of x is secant squared x. So that's why the function is multiplied by secant squared x. FTC number 2. G of x equals the integral from a to b of f of t dt. Then g of x equals capital F of b minus capital F of a, where capital F is the antiderivative of lowercase f. Some more FTC practice. Evaluate the integral from 2 to 3 2x squared dx. What you do first is you take the antiderivative of 2x squared. That is the integrand. Once you find the antiderivative of this, which is 2/3 x cubed, you have to plug in the a and the b. So first things first, you plug in the b for x. So you have 2/3 times parentheses 3 cubed minus 2/3 times parentheses 2 cubed. It's really important to note that it's going to be capital F, so the antiderivative of f of b, in this case 3, minus the antiderivative of f of a, in this case 2. You get the answer to be 38/3.